Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today we will be talking about, in my opinion, one of the biggest things in the game, which are the weapons. The reason I said we is because I'm joined today with Meanspeed.
Hello.
I think most of the people here already know you, but for the people who don't, introduce yourself.
Well, you might have seen me on YouTube as well because I do Renegade Line videos whenever they do like a major update or release. But maybe also from Battlefield Heroes because I played that. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I said that I think the weapons will be one of the biggest things in the game, because you're actually 24/7 using it in game. So now we haven't seen big varieties of weapons, just some standard designs. How do you like the progress of the weapon so far?
I like how to me it seems like they're slowly modifying the ammo counts of the weapons we already have. Well, what we've already seen from the footage. And in the screenshots, because they actually changed the ammo for the RPG. It was 20 in the gameplay video, and they changed it to 7 when they did like a more recent screenshot. And I think that was the scoreboard screenshot where it was at 7, and then they did one with the winter map, and they used it there, and it also had 7 there. So because of how they've kept it, I'm thinking they're not just messing around with it, and they're possibly actually thinking about the weapons and balancing them. But obviously, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think they're still tweaking it, like the exact numbers, but I think they're already busy with balancing the weapons with how many ammo they need. And
Yeah.
what kind of weapons would you actually like to see in the real game when it comes out?
Personally, I don't have anything specific to request since I'm quite open to ideas and concepts, and I do like various weapons from sci-fi to World War II and stuff like that. But I do think that the more different kinds of weapons there are, the better, since there's more variety, which means the game's going to appeal to more people. So,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I also like the thing that there are more types of weapons, which makes the game more interesting. So,
yeah.
what kind of weapons do you think Renegade Line should never make?
Well, like I said before, I don't mind variety at all. So as long as a weapon isn't overpowered or gives a huge unfair advantage with no disadvantages, then I don't mind. So if it was something like, I don't know, a weapon that slowed down someone drastically to make them really easy to kill, but it didn't give the user like any disadvantage, that would be quite unfair. But if there's nothing like that, then like I said, I don't mind what the weapon looks like. And yeah, I know some people on the forums are adamant about having specific weapons only through well, World War II mainly, and just classical stuff. So just based on their experiences with BFH, I guess.
Yeah, so as long as it is not OP, you can implement it in a game to you. Even if it doesn't align with the type of game. I mean, like, we don't have much background information yet about Renegade Line, but
Yeah.
if it's like a Western game, as long as it's Western, it's okay. But if you think they're going to the sci-fi with a Western game, do you think it's fine as well, or don't you think
Yeah.
so? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So Renegade Line is a game inspired by Battlefield Heroes, which we 90% of the people all know, which we both have played. Do you think
Yep.
Renegade Line will be ripping off weapons entirely from BFH? So layout with a different name, or the same gun with a different name, or maybe even the same mechanics as in BFH?
Well, I think in terms of appearance, there are some resemblances to BFH weapons, like the Lewis gun that they showed in the gameplay video. It's kind of similar to the Cheezer and the um, well, Maxwell's machine gun, Bernie's bone chewer, those kind of weapons. But also the grenades that they had in the concept art, they were quite similar to the single hand grenades the soldiers had in BFH.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to talk about grenades later in the interview. But so to me, it would be kind of cool if we have special mechanics for the weapons in the game. An example of this is rocket jumping, which has been confirmed already by a Raw Vengeance member. And I have some cool mechanics in mind, which could make the game more interesting without hurting the competitive scene. Do you have any ideas or mechanics you would like to see in the game?
Well, I think alternate fires would be interesting, like varying between, well, maybe just alternate fire modes, such as single shot burst, automatic fire modes, which you could use depending on the situation you're in. So you might want to use single shots for far away single targets to be more accurate, or switch to automatic for a crowd of people. Um, yeah.
So an example of that is an SMG with a shotgun in it.
Well, just normal bullets for the weapon, but just changing it slightly. So, say normally you would shoot, one bullet per shot. You could switch to burst, and you might be able to
Oh
shoot
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
three.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um,
From
yeah,
automatic to how do you call it again? I don't know.
burst fire
Oh yeah,
and
burst
stuff
fire.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, okay. So my idea for a cool special mechanic is that if you drop your gun with the skin, you can steal your opponent's gun, or if you drop it, your opponent can steal your gun and your skin just till they die. What do you think about that?
well, I think that would be good to give freeloaders a teaser as to what the paid content looks like, but nothing more than that, because I think it would be good temporarily in the round or until you actually die and then you get your normal gun back. But I think taking someone's skin forever would be pretty unfair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
That would be
but I
unfair.
I don't think that's what you were going for with that question anyway. So
No, that's true.
yeah,
And my my specific thing for this is that if you have a loadout and you see a gun which an opponent dropped, which isn't in your loadout, you can pick it up and counter the enemy if it's a good choice to pick it up. So that you decide
yeah,
in the game, you have a decision to take your opponent's gun. Maybe there's a risk to take the gun, so you don't decide to do it. All that kind of stuff.
mm,
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about the explosives. The ones we have seen are pretty similar to BFH. Those are two grenades, the Bill's bomb and the, I don't know, Steiner's. No, 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 no. I don't know
steel
anymore.
hand grenade.
Yeah, steel hand grenade. That was it. But they're pretty basic, and it looks
Yeah.
just like you're throwing them. They're doing damage. Would you like to see other grenades in the game, or just the basic ones?
Yeah, I would like to see other grenades. I think that would be interesting. Perhaps ones that have a supporting role instead of just doing a lot of damage, such as smoke grenades, or maybe even a grenade with an effect that leaves damage over time on someone if they get hit by it.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm really looking forward for flashbangs, smoke grenades
yeah,
for tactical play, and Molotovs.
yeah,
The
that
damage
sounds
over
good as
time.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Raw Vengeance is entirely behind the point that the game will be 100% free to play without any pay
yeah.
to win aspects.
hmm
One way of monetizing their game is skins. What do you think of that?
I really like that actually. I like the fact that the game's going to have them, especially since they're entirely optional, they're cosmetic only, and they're not going to have an effect on gameplay. So you can't have an advantage over someone if you have a gold skin or something like that. I mean, apart from like an ego thing of thinking I've got a cooler looking thing than you, but it's
Yeah,
not going to do anything in terms of the damage. So that's fine.
yeah.
And I really like customization. So yeah, I spent a lot of time changing my loadouts and clothing in BFH. So yeah, I'll most likely do that on Renegade Line as well.
Yeah, I also like to customize my loadouts, and
Yeah,
I think those skins will be worth something after a while. They're rare or common or legendary, however you want to call it, and
yeah,
people would like to
probably.
trade it so they can buy other things with it. Uh, would you like to have a trade market or something for the game, or would you like to keep it in your inventory forever, just like in BFH?
Well, I personally don't do trades in games often. I normally like to keep hold of what I've got, but if it's a good enough trade, then I'll do it if it's without any scamming and anything like that. But I think this would benefit more so other people in the community than me, just because of my personal tastes. But I think a lot of other people would want to see it, especially since BFH didn't have anything like that. And you really had to, if you wanted to get hold of a weapon that you wanted off someone else, maybe, or just one you couldn't get normally, you'd have to use alternate accounts and hope to get it in the claw or something like that. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
personally like to have a trade market just to trade my bullshit skins for good skins and stuff, as long as
Mm,
there's no scam involved, indeed. And
yeah.
yeah, it's also confirmed by Royal Vengeance that your car, which you are going into in the game, will be painted with the same skin as your weapon skin. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I think vehicle skins are a really good idea, since it means even more customization, which I like. And it's also another way for them to make money without the game taking a pay to win turn. But
Yeah, agreed.
I'd personally prefer to have a choice between the vehicle skins instead of, automatically having the same skin as my current weapon. I think it would be good, maybe to have an option for people who like to stick to one theme, and also one for people who like to have a different skins appearing in their game.
Yeah, so that you have a store and you can buy your skins separately from your weapon skins, or if you buy a skin, you automatically have a option menu when you enter the car or something like that.
Yeah, a menu to choose between what you
Yeah,
want. Yeah,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. Okay, so we're already at the last question. Do you have anything to add about this subject, or do you have anything to say about the developers for the weapons?
Well, I wanted to go back to a few questions actually, because we kind of skipped through some of the stuff I wanted to say actually.
Oh, my
No,
bad.
it's all right. I should have said. When you were talking about them possibly ripping off weapons of BFH, I wouldn't really say ripping off. I'd say very similar, especially for those
Yeah,
grenades. But as you might know, the trees on the maps actually got replaced
yeah,
with new
placeholders.
ones. Yeah, and the houses are going to be replaced at some point as well. So possibly the grenades and maybe some of the other weapons are just placeholders as well. So they can make stuff that doesn't look too similar, so to speak. So yeah, possibly that.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and the mechanics, I think it would be cool to have, you know, weapons that would only be used in unranked, or just a mode where nothing counts. It's just for fun, and to relax or whatever. Just to have weapons that do crazy stuff, like increase the speed of your character, and just do, anything really, because it doesn't matter really if it's not going to count towards stats, or you know
Yeah.
just that sort of stuff should be kept in that mode only, or on those servers only. Nothing like that should be in competitive. So yeah.
No, I think it would be a lot of fun if you can make mods or something for the game. So
Yeah,
you
mods.
can
Yeah.
change your ammo, so it's unlimited in unranked servers for something like that. People who want unlimited ammo can do it right there. Have tournaments right
Yeah.
there, and maybe even create game modes in mods or
Mm,
whatever. So just so you have like community servers, like in Counter Strike Global Offensive, for the people who play it.
yeah.
And is that all you have to say, or do you want to say something
No,
else?
I was going to say, well, two more things. Going back to what you said about modding, you could have maybe modified weapon trails and stuff like that. So you could maybe change what's coming out of your gun when you shoot it, or like different kinds of
You
smoke
mean
effects and stuff.
cosmetic bullets, or
Yeah,
yeah,
stuff
okay,
like that, and different effects
yeah. But
for
I
the gun.
think that shouldn't be a mod, but just something which is in the game standard that you
Yeah,
can
that
buy it in the store,
yeah, that would be another good way for them to make money. So I'm
yeah.
also in favor of that.
So that your bullets may be on fire or have purple smoke around it or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that is one thing the developers could maybe take from this conversation. But also, the only other thing I can think of is just don't give in to the people on the forums asking for World War II weapons and skins only. Because I think people will get bored of that theme eventually, and less variety means less profit because less people being interested. And I think people are just concerned about having anything that isn't World War II just because of their experiences with BFH, with the laser machine gun, the robot SMG, stuff like that. I just think the community don't realize the game's not going to be pay to win, so it shouldn't matter, at least to me, what theme the weapons are if they aren't going to be overpowered. Because I really believe those people just hated on the weapons that would,
OP.
sci-fi or whatever,
Yeah,
because they were powerful, not because they weren't a part of the theme that the game was based on, because it had loads of different themes even
Yeah,
before those
yeah.
weapons came out, you know? So,
True, but to
yeah,
a certain extent, they didn't really fit into the game. That's what I agree with the people. But
yeah.
the
Well,
sci-fi didn't really fit. But the weapons were also really powerful. But if there was something like a cowboy gun or something, or the pirate
yeah.
pistol, it's still decently the same, similar to the World War II weapons. They were like a bit of brown and steel and gray, and the laser guns were just red and Star Wars thingy, if you know
Well,
what I
I
mean.
mean, they kind of. I mean, we're going a bit off topic here,
Yeah,
aren't we?
yeah,
But
yeah. So,
I'll just quickly mention this: the fact that they did make Lunar Landing. To be fair, they
yeah,
tried to go a bit further to kind of put a story behind it to sort of make sense why they put those weapons in there
yeah.
and everything. But
The weapons really fit into the map, but the map didn't
yeah,
really fit
it
into the
wasn't very
game.
popular. And it did. I'll admit it did feel out of place, but you know, it didn't bother me personally. And I think in terms of Renegade Line, honestly, if you can, I mean, they're going to have a lot of people, at least in my opinion, who are going to get bored with just one theme if
Yeah,
they stick to it.
I
And to
agree.
be honest, they aren't really sticking to one theme anyway. This isn't about the weapons again, sorry, but
That doesn't matter.
in the in the winter screenshots they showed, the character was wearing like a tuxedo and stuff like that, I believe. So that's not World War Two, you know. It's especially it's different. It makes me think that they're not just going to stick to one
No.
theme. So
And I also think they
yeah,
can monetize their game even more if they're going to stick to more topics than only World War II or whatever their game is about. I
yeah,
think they can do like a cowboy or pirates, and they can create other sorts of things and make more money of it while not being paid to win.
yeah.
Yeah. So all you're saying is create your own game. Don't listen too much to the community, only to a certain extent.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people on there are just asking for BFH 2.0, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There are some people who have genuine, you know, suggestions and interests, but yeah, I just think Rule Vengeance, just let them do what they want and let them make the game how they want. Yeah, but I think personally, to me, I can foresee a lot of people not spending if there aren't, you know, certain things that you can get, and if it's just one theme only. So yeah,
Okay, so this was the interview with Meanspeed. I really want to thank you for all your effort and other things you put into this video to talk with me. And I want
you're
to
welcome.
thank. Oh yeah, thank you. And I really want to thank all of you for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.